Hello，大家好，我是老黑啊。本期跟大家聊聊这个科技圈的圆桌会议啊。这次是比较大型的秀，我觉得有一个很有趣的看点，就是这个白宫的圆桌会议应该是首次公开对外界默认关于邪恶轴心国的说法，就是关于中国、俄罗斯还有朝鲜3个国家的联合说法。
We hold the world ransom for $100 billion.
Thank you. America is first in artificial intelligence, but what are your concerns in the alliance of axis of evil, China, Russia, and North Korea towards artificial intelligence, but also as military, sir?
Well, I have no concerns. We have the most brilliant people at this table, and nobody's close. And I spoke to world leaders, and they admit privately, but they admit the biggest. They admit we have the smartest people, we have the greatest technology. They can copy, but they can't create like we can create. We have the smartest people in the world right at this table. So thank you for the question.
其实这个时候不难看到，记者很明显给他挖了一个大坑。其实川皇最后也发现了问题，但是已经晚了，还是没能守住嘴巴。因为这个问题结束了本次媒体直播的采访，没错，是全部的媒体采访。本来这是一场为非农就业放缓问题打的一针强心剂，并且让这些科技大佬们给美利国增加更多的新岗位就业。没想到变成了超级科技大国向邪恶轴心国的科技示威啊！这记者不得不说真的挺损的。像这种视频，中国大陆的朋友一般都是从剪辑的版本所了解到，被误导只是谈论一些无关痛痒的鸿门宴，更不会想到这次的圆桌会议内容相当的震撼，加上川皇一直都是不避讳媒体的，所以尺度还是相当的大。究竟这个是鸿门宴，还是一个集中科技力量对抗邪恶轴心国的势力呢？我们拭目以待的把完整版看下去。在视频开始之前，告诉大家一个很有意思的事情，就是这个会议其实是邀请了马斯克还有黄仁勋参与，但是他们两兄弟都没有来，他们可是科技的领军人物啊。目前这次不到场，估计是暂时不想政治站边，因为他们的中国业务还是非常的庞大的，而英伟达目前也是正在想再度进入中国市场的阶段，所以很避讳。而在这个会议之前呢，英伟达因为被中国官府施压，当天股价直接在5天不涨的情况下再跌5%，这就非常可怕了。相反，特斯拉创下了最近的股票新高，导致一大堆股票分析师都闭上了嘴巴，没有人能猜到这个这么极端的走势啊！试想一下，英伟达居然也会受到重创，这股力量确实相当的庞大呀！废话不多说，直接开始正片。
I think something fantastic can be done. AI for our foundation is that we want a doctor for everyone in Africa through AI. We want farmers to have incredible advice and, kids to have a chance to learn. So the work being done by the people at this table is changing the world. It's, coming fast, so it's great. We all get together and talk about how the U.S. can lead in this key area and apply it even to the poorest outside the U.S. as well as to our great citizens. So thank you for incredible leadership, including getting this group together.
Thank you, Bill. That's very nice. Tim Cook, you've done an incredible job with Apple, little company called Apple.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Very, very few people have been able to do what you've done. Congratulations. Please.
Thank you, sir. That means a lot to me. I want to thank you for including me this evening. It's incredible to be among everyone here, particularly you and the First Lady. I've always enjoyed having dinner and interacting. I want to thank you for setting the tone such that we could make a major investment in the United States and have some key manufacturing, advanced manufacturing here. I think that says a lot about your focus and your leadership and your focus on innovation. I also want to thank you for helping American companies around the world. This is a very key thing, and I really enjoy working with your administration on those topics as well, because I think they're so important to the country. I want to thank the First Lady for focusing on education. There's nothing more important than education. It is the great equalizer and always will be. And so thank you so much for including me. We are all different in some ways, but we all believe in the power of technology to improve people's lives, and that is the thing that binds us all together.
And Tim, how much money will Apple be investing in the United States? Because I know it's a very lot, and it's, you were elsewhere, and now you're really coming home in a big way. How much money will you be investing?
$600 billion.
$600 billion. All right. It's a lot of jobs.
We're very proud to do it.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Sam, you're a big leader of a very new industry at a very young age. You're a young guy. Do you want to tell us about what you're doing? You told me things before that are absolutely unbelievable. So what are you doing?
First of all, to echo the comments of Tim and others, thank you so much for getting us all together, and thank you for being such a pro-business, pro-innovation president. It's a very refreshing change. We're very excited to see what you're doing to make all of our companies and our entire country so successful. The investment that's happening here, the ability to get the power in the industry back in the United States, I think this will set us up for a long period of great success leading the world, and I don't think that would be happening now without your leadership. We're very grateful to be able to build our company here, to build data centers here, to build the entire AI industry and lead the world in the United States. Echoing many other people's comments, I think this will transform the world in a profound way, and I think it really will be to the United States' advantage to be able to lead the world this way. The event that the First Lady hosted today about education was really wonderful, and watching what AI is doing even today for education and so many other industries is really great. So thank you so much for enabling this. We will invest a ton in the United States, and we will do our best to make sure that we continue to lead here.
That's right. Thank you. Hundreds of billions of dollars, and it's going to be well worth it. And you have an unlimited market, right?
It seems like it.
Come to think of it, how much is Google investing?
We are well north of $100 billion. In the next 2 years, it's $250 billion
That's
in
great.
the U.S.
That's great. Great. We're proud of you. Very good. Thank you. A lot of jobs. Yeah, good. What about Microsoft? That's a big number.
Each year, we are close to, in the United States, around $75 to $80 billion.
Good. Very good. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Would anybody like to say anything? You have a lot of geniuses on my right. Some young, some not so young. Mostly young, come to think of it. Yes, please.
I just wanted to echo everyone's comments. I think we've been just very impressed with how this administration has really embraced AI. And I think that in addition to the infrastructure, the most massive infrastructure built in history, I mean, we're talking 10x the size of the Apollo program. I think also, to me, the most important thing is what AI will do for all of us. And I think that there's been a choice of whether to approach it with optimism, and I think that that's what I've really seen from this administration. So I just wanted to say thank you for that.
Great job you're doing. Incredible job you're doing. I know every inch that you're building, and I can't believe it. They're big. The biggest buildings ever. We talked about 100-story buildings. These buildings blow them away, right? So I just want to, they're more lateral than they are up and down, but they blow everything away. So congratulations. Would anybody like to say anything, please? Satya?
Mr. President.
Would you like to go, Safra?
This is a most incredible time. AI is going to change everything. You hear all of us saying that. But the fact that you are our president and you recognize this right away and you've unleashed American innovation and creativity, all the work you're doing in basically every cabinet post, in addition to what's coming out of the White House, is making it possible for America to win. Today's event that was spearheaded by our wonderful First Lady, focusing on education, is the center of where we need to go, because it is all of these young people who can't be afraid of new technologies. They literally have to embrace it and make America even stronger. And that focus was very, very critical. And I think this is the most exciting time in America ever, at least that I remember. So thank you. Thank you for everything you're doing.
Thank you very much. I appreciate saying hello to everybody, Larry and everybody else. It's an amazing company that you're involved with and running. I just want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank the media. They've been very nice lately, although I'm still here. So we have to... They made a couple of bad predictions. That was not good. I've never had that feeling before. I went to an event and people are coming up to me and saying, "You're still here." I said, "What do they mean by that? I didn't hear about this." But anyway, I do. The press has been great in terms of this industry, and they understand the importance of it. This is taking our country to a new level. We're leading the world. We're leading China, but we're leading the world by a lot, and we're leading it because of the people around the table. And all I can do is implement and make it a lot easier for you, and I'll be doing that 100%. So I just want to thank you all. Yes, did you have a question? Go ahead.
Mr. President.
Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Tomorrow we have a jobs report coming out, the first since the BLS commissioner who you fired won't be there. A lot of people will be turning to you to see if you believe the data that's released. Can you commit to saying the data will be credible?
The number, I don't know, they come out tomorrow, but the real numbers that I'm talking about are going to be whatever it is, but will be in a year from now when these monstrous, huge, beautiful places, they're palaces of genius, and when they start opening up, you're seeing, I think you'll see job numbers that are going to be absolutely incredible. Right now it's a lot of construction numbers, but you're going to see job numbers like our country has never seen before. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have two questions for you. First, after your phone call with Ukrainian President Zelensky today, do you plan to speak with Russia's President Putin in the near future?
I will be, yeah, I will be. We're having a very good dialogue. I settled 7 wars. The one that I thought would be maybe one of the easiest. You know that feeling? You think one thing is going to be easier, it turns out to be a little bit tougher, but the one that I thought would be an easier one because of my relationship with President Putin and with Ukraine and everything else, I thought it would be the Russia-Ukraine disaster where this week 7,014 people were killed, soldiers, in most cases soldiers, a few from Kiev, relatively few, but mostly soldiers, and they're being killed at levels that we haven't seen since World War II. And they're not American. They're not from any of the countries that some of you are from, but they're people, they're souls, and we'll get it done. But that's turned out to be the most difficult of the group. You know, I settled 3 wars. One was 31 years going. A lot of people killed, 10 million people. Another was 34, and another was 37 years it was going on. And people said, you can't settle them, and I settled them. This one turned out to be more difficult, but we'll get it. We're going to get it settled.
Mr. President, Senator Bill Cassidy said effectively we're denying people vaccines. Do you have full confidence in what RFK Jr. is doing?
Well, I didn't get to watch the hearings today, but he's a very good person. And he means very well, and he's got some little different ideas. I guarantee a lot of the people at this table like RFK Jr., and I do. But he's got a different take, and we want to listen to all of those takes. But I heard he did very well today. But it's not your standard. It's not your standard talk, I would say, and that has to do with medical and vaccines. But if you look at what's going on in the world with health, and look at this country also with regard to health, I like the fact that he's different. Okay?
Mr. President, can you give us your latest thinking on semiconductor tariffs, sir, which you're considering imposing? And have you discussed that with any of the leaders?
Yeah, I have. I've discussed it with the people here, chips and semiconductors. And we'll be putting tariffs on companies that aren't coming in. We'll be putting a tariff very shortly. You probably are hearing we'll be putting a fairly substantial tariff on, not that high, but fairly substantial tariff, with the understanding that if they come into the country, if they're coming in, building, planning to come in, there will not be a tariff.
So it doesn't.
If they're not coming in, there's a tariff, fairly substantial tariff. Well, I don't know if they're building here, and for the most part, I think they're building here. That's probably why they're here for them. But like I would say, Tim Cook would be in pretty good shape. No, please, in the back.
Are you urging or encouraging any candidates in the New York City mayor's race to drop out to clear the field?
No, I don't like to see a communist become mayor, I will tell you that. And I don't think you can win unless you have one-on-one, because somehow he's gotten a little bit of a lead. I have no idea how that happened, but I'd prefer not to have a communist mayor of New York City. And, you know, that's what he is based on his policy, if you look at his statements in the past. So I would like to see two people drop out and have it be one-on-one, and I think that's a race that could be won. Yeah.
Mr. President, you'll be heading to the UK in a few weeks. Yesterday, Nigel Farage was on Capitol Hill. He really was talking a lot about pushing back on censorship online. He was asking politicians like yourself, some of the people in this room, to really push back on that. How concerning is that to you? And Mr. Zuckerberg, if you don't mind answering, how concerning is that to you, the lack of freedom of speech online in the UK?
You didn't think you'd get that question, did you? He's looking at me saying, he's saying, how did I get that question? If you'd like to answer, free speech.
Sorry, actually I wasn't paying attention. But
There seems to be a crackdown. The British government seems to be cracking down on social media posts, people being arrested for tweets, social posts. Just wondering how concerning that is to you, Mr. President, and Mr. Zuckerberg.
This is the beginning of your political career.
No, it's not.
I will just say that in terms of UK, strange things are happening over there. They are cracking down, and surprisingly so. And I've spoken to the Prime Minister, and let's see what happens. But it is a little bit different situation. I'm very surprised to see what's happening are you talking about the UK in particular, right? Yeah, I'm very surprised to see what's happening. Sad. It's not a good thing. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, thank you. America is first in artificial intelligence, but what are your concerns in the alliance of axis of evil, China, Russia, and North Korea towards artificial intelligence, but also as military, sir?
Well, I have no concerns. We have the most brilliant people at this table, and nobody's close. And I spoke to world leaders, and they admit privately, but they admit the biggest. They admit we have the smartest people, we have the greatest technology. They can copy, but they can't create like we can create. We have the smartest people in the world right at this table. So thank you for the question. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much.